Hello, this is Jenny with Spring Into Sales. I want to talk to you about digital advertising and how we're finding it's brilliant for small business budgets. What we're finding right now is Facebook advertising is working exceptionally well. I'm going to walk you through a few things that you can do and why Facebook advertising is so attractive for small business budgets. You see, ad budgets as low as $10 a day, even $5 a day, are seeing excellent results. Great for a small business. And the good news is, if they don't click, you don't pay. So you'll never pay for a static print ad again once you find how great online advertising works for you. Here's a few things that you can do. See, once your ads are set up, if they're not clicking, if they're not being clicked on, you don't have to pay for them. Their ads are monitored and they can be changed rapidly to reflect what is working and what isn't working. So you don't spend huge amounts of money on big graphic design. You run the ads, you trial them, and turn off what doesn't work and keep running what is working. The ads are targeted. So we find the audience for you. We're not going to wait for someone to go to Google and type in what it is they need to try to find you. We're going to find that audience. We're going to target the ads at them. And we can also target your competitors' customers as well. So you can target interests. For example, like people that are in a pony club, or maybe they're interested in going to the Gold Coast, or maybe they like travel. How do we know these things? Well, people comment on their personal pages all the time. They might say, I'm thinking about going to the Gold Coast. And Facebook is able to pull up a lot of that information and allow us as an advertiser to target that kind of information. You can pull in your email list and we can create a lookalike audience from that. So from the email list that you already have, we can build it and often multiply the size of that list, and that gives us another target audience to go after. We can target people who have gone to your website. We don't even need their email address anymore. And you can also build your email list using these ads, and this is a very powerful way of building your email list. You can run multiple ads at the same time and you can monitor what is working and turn off ads that don't work. In fact, often we find that ads that we try different imagery, and it's often a surprise to our clients when the imagery that they think is not going to work is actually the one that's the most powerful. And that's what we want to do. We want to trial a lot of things and then see what's actually occurring. We don't want to use guesswork. We want to actually see what's occurring. And as I said, you can set them for as low as $5 a day. Now, you absolutely do not need to have a good Facebook audience. Don't worry about that at all. In fact, one of my clients only had 5 people like their Facebook page before we got started. And if you don't even have a Facebook page, we can create one for you and get running the ads. Does not matter how many people you have. So here's a few ad examples and some results. So in this for this client, we wanted to increase their email list and have what we call more of a native ad or more of an organic ad where people are interested in what's going on. And in this case, we're driving this ad to a download which is designing a clutter-free kids room. So this is attracting the right kind of audience onto their email list that we then can communicate with and build rapport. We want to make sure that all the messaging looks the same. And so here is the email template header that is built for this client, so that as you move through each step of the way, there's not a surprise. You feel there's a familiarity with the messaging as you move through. This is make the phone ring local ad. The client had been placing print ads in the past, but were unable to monitor the success of those ads and also wanted to reduce costs on those ads. Using digital ads, we can track the interest level. We can change the images, we can change the wording, we can change the colors, we can change the headlines, and we can do those things immediately and see what sort of response that we're getting. This particular client has offices both in 2 local regions, so we were able to drive people from those areas to their ad campaigns. We can also secure international orders. We can look for people who are considering something who might be, say, considering coming into the Gold Coast. And their regular Facebook posts were getting a limited engagement of often 2 to 3 comments. You can see from this ad campaign that this has had 334 likes, 34 comments and 54 shares. So this looks like a post, looks like a regular post that they would do on their page, but has a huge, much bigger impact. So what about if you have seasonal products you might want to sell? And here's a good example of some ads to drive people to the website to make purchases. We want to get people stocked up on their swimwear. And we want to use a large image and branding to build awareness of that business as well. And again, keep the messaging, keep the email messaging consistent and keep the branding consistent as well. So as the person moves from Facebook over to the email, or over to the website and over to the email, they feel like they are still in the same place. There's no surprises. Building an email list with new prospects can be very, very difficult because it's very hard to get people to give up their email address these days. So this is what we call a sort of a native or an organic ad, where we're encouraging people who love horses to look after their horse. So instead of asking them to join the email list, we're saying, look, we'd like to help you with your horse. We'd like to help you look after your horse. This was a very powerful ad, and this one within 24 hours had 32 shares and 80 people joined the email list. And this is from a cold traffic, so we targeted people who were in pony clubs and horse clubs. So this is an ad where we're advertising to sell advertising, and the client wants people to buy advertising from her. And so we want to have imagery that works really well for this client, is nice and consistent, and is also reflective of what you get when you go, reflective of what you get. So we built a secret landing page so that when people move from the Facebook ad, they come to this secret landing page where they need to provide the details to get that rate card. And we want to keep the imagery the same as well. We don't want to be a big surprise from the ad through to the landing page. And then they get a series of emails that go out to them, what we call email autoresponders, that not only deliver the rate card, but also remind them of why they want to, what would be the reasons behind advertising with this client. And we want to keep that imagery similar, slightly different. It's tweaked and made specifically for email headers, but still consistent, so that the person who's just on the email list feels like they are, feels like the company has a there's no surprises for them. So a few testimonials with Jane Tancred of Tribe of the Tree. She'd been using some other Facebook consultants without a lot of success and really came to us in a desperate situation. We were able to build a series of ads for her which drove people through to an event that she was running, and she was able to fill the event and do her product launch with a lot of success. And this is Jane with Eat Out with Kids. And with Jane, she's getting sales every day. And this is from only the Facebook advertising campaign and the email autoresponder series, which delivers not just the rate card, but also reasons and a consistent messaging. And it's being able to automate her sales process for her. So how about you? Are you ready to find out the key to getting more sales? If you are, follow the directions on this page.